South Korea, despite this game meaning literally fuck all to them, held Germany to a draw, 1-1. They scored first in the 4th minute. The stadium went absolutely fucking mental. I was in the press box. Obviously, there's a bit of decorum that you've got to have in the press box, all right? I lost my mind. I was there, like there was drums going off, the entire stadium let loose, and everyone was like, whoa. It was like panic stations because everyone had gone along to that game. There was a few people in the press box, but everyone just thought, oh, well, Germany are going to win this game. They'll go through to the next round. Colombia as well. Like, it's a pretty done deal. What unfolded over the course of 90 minutes was nothing short of it was a tidal wave of emotions is what it was. Germany they just really struggled to problem solve. I mean, there were deliveries coming in, but I felt like Pop was just not on form tonight. I think they were relying on her so much, but I think the pressure of it, and I did see that a little bit of the game before, she just wasn't at the races. Like, there were some seriously good chances and whipped in balls in the no man's land between her and the goalkeeper that she just wasn't getting her head on. A couple of good chances were just either at the crossbar or at the keeper themselves, and that would have been the difference between their night tonight. And I don't mean to be really critical of Pop, but I just found it really obviously weird that she picked up player of the match, because I just didn't think, like, why are you not giving that to one of the South Korean players? Bizarre.
But I think the fact that Germany is it seemed that they were just overly relying on Pop, which I understand because she's incredible. The goal she scored, the header, she's just lethal in the air, and they were giving her so much time and space to leap for these headers. I feel like the only way you can defend against Pop is to just hold her down by the ankles. Like, she seems to get her head on absolutely everything. And there was an incredible moment when a ball was whipped in, and one of the South Korean defenders did a kind of bicycle kick to get a leg up and clear it from it, and Pop's head was coming, and she got the ball cleared. So I don't want to say that like Pop had a bad game or whatever, because it just felt like Germany were like, fuck it, cross it in the box, where's Pop, cross it in the box. Like, if that's not working, do something else. The definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Like, they have enough star quality on that team to be able to problem solve, and it just felt like they panicked. And I think it was probably because, the game before they lost to Colombia, and suddenly their backs are against the wall in the final group stage. They're panicking. They know, but they're probably being told at halftime what's going on in the other game. It's not something they would have expected. It's not something any of us would have expected. And I'm sorry to anyone out there who says, oh, you're just underestimating these teams or whatever. No, like, nobody would have expected Germany to be sent out by South Korea and Morocco to be going through. It's incredible. It's those stories that you just, that's what makes football just so tasty.
Well, I actually spoke to Oberdorf after the game in the mix zone, and she was saying that the team weren't told at halftime what was going on in the Morocco game, whether some of them Googled it or not, but they weren't told by Vos Tecklenburg what was going on, because she didn't want to apply pressure to them. Apparently it was only the 85th minute, Frome said, that Vos Tecklenburg had told the squad that Morocco were winning and that they needed to get that goal.
Was that a mistake?
A little bit late in the day.
You should be holding up a sign going, fuck, like, well early on in the game.
And she was. I mean, Vos Tecklenburg, when you looked at her, every time I sort of looked down, like over the drop of the press pit, there was her sort of on, literally out. So she was getting told off every like 3 or 4 minutes by the fourth official to say, get back into your technical area. And I thought at one point she was just going to go in there and fucking head the ball in there herself, because she was getting so annoyed at them.
The commentator kept saying she was prowling, and I thought it was such a funny word. And then they kept cutting to her, and I was like, oh no, yeah, that's a prowl. She is. Oh my God, she is hunting. She is raging. Like,
I
it was a great
stalking.
Word.
Yeah, yes. I call it stalking in the blog. That's the only way. It was like a lioness watching her cubs being dismantled. That's the only way. That's the only way I could describe the kind of passion that was going on in her face right then. But yeah, so yeah, apparently only 85th minute that they were told, and I think by that point, obviously they had 11 minutes and obviously the rest of the game, but.
And the rest of the extra time. It was like 16 minutes by the end, because Korea kept falling down and staying down.
It was a long ass game, which I think in my mind I was like, no, Germany they're gonna get the other goal. They're gonna get it like late on. I was like, it's just gonna be really unfair. They're gonna walk away with the win, and like it's just gonna be a standard result. And like, just when the final whistle blew, and you looked across the pitch and it was just devastation on one half and like jubilation on the other. I mean, South Korea, reacted to this draw as if they'd won the World Cup. I mean, they were doing victory laps rounds, there were like laughs, there were cheers, there was such a massive South Korean contingent of fans there, just like cheering them, waving them, whistles, drums, the whole thing. Moved to the other side. Froms was on her bum. She had her head in her hands. There was Pop crying. There was like the technical staff going over this and putting a shoulder around them. Voss Tecklenburg was trying to like sort of rally the players together to try and get them in a huddle, because they were all disseminated. They were all over different areas of the pitch, just sort of like trying to cope with their emotions. It was bleak. It was really, really bleak.
And it is, sad when you see, because, there's so much expectation on teams like this. And look, no one likes to lose, but when you see something like that happen and they don't know what's happened, Pop said it, she doesn't understand what's happened, how this has happened. And you do feel for them, but at the same time, I had my phone on the other game, and that game, they found out, basically the Germany game was a couple of seconds behind on Sophie's phone. So suddenly the Moroccan team were in their huddle. The manager was sitting on the bench, super stressed, waiting to find out. And suddenly there was just this electric joy. He was crying. The team were like going crazy. And I was saying to Soph, it's done. They're not going to do it. It's over. It's over. And she's like, spoiler alerts. And I was like, but look at them. Like, look at this scene. It's beautiful. So yeah, like it's, this heartbreak. Just the range of emotions in football right there was just incredible tonight.
It was wild. And I spoke to Casey Fair afterwards as well. And obviously, like, 16-year-old Casey Fair, like, she's come into this competition as a child, as a duckling of a player. And obviously, like, really impressed on the world stage. A lot of potential in this kid. And, like, gave the most kind of, like, heartwarming, mature. She was like, I was really gutted that I'd missed the opportunity, because she got sort of an early chance quite early on in the game, even before the goal came. And she was saying, I was really gutted about that, but also like we just played our game, like we had nothing to lose, so we just kind of like did what we did, and then we just found out at the end, that Germany were out of the World Cup, but we didn't even know what the score was because we didn't even care, because it didn't matter to us. So they literally got into this game just wanting to win, not giving a shit about the result, and then finding out, obviously watching the German players completely collapse in distress, probably alerted them to the fact that they were out of the World Cup. So yeah, and she said, "Oh, now I've got 2 weeks off. Gonna go and chill. Just finished their exams. Just played in the World Cup. Just taken Germany to a draw, and now just kick Germany out of the World Cup, and then just back to your summer case. Like just unbelievable from a 16-year-old."